Hello friends, in this video I will explain that which cryptocurrency has the future in 2019 because as we can see that there's huge amount of competition in crypto world. We can see that uh, so many cryptocurrency are coming into market. They're getting huge amount of euros or huge amount of dollar investment uh, in the project. But do they really have the future? So in first part, I will explain that how many cryptocurrency are based on proof of work and which cryptocurrency we can see the future in 2019. In second part, I will explain that why some thought that okay they should shift from proof of work to proof of stake and how they solve the scalability problem. And in third part, I will explain there are also some other cryptocurrency which are not based on blockchain, even though they are decentralized, sure, but they are not on based on blockchain, or even they are not completely decentralized. But anyways, so in third part I will explain that. So let's start with the cryptocurrency based on proof of work. So in this video I will explain Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, because guys, Bitcoin, why not? Because it's the oldest one and people trust Bitcoin, and people know that okay how secure it is. No one can hack it, no one can steal the Bitcoin. I mean, and people, we have seen the news that okay someone stole the Bitcoin, but it was from the platform and not from the blockchain. Anyways, so here I will give you the first overview of the Bitcoin, and then I will explain that how Bitcoin block is secure and how blockchain header is created and all. So let's start with the Bitcoin first. Okay, so Bitcoin overview. So it is one of the oldest cryptocurrency in the market, and it based on proof of work. And how proof of work works that 51 percentage of the miner or nodes has to agree that any particular block can be added or any particular transaction can be done. And miners, they get the money, they solve the puzzle, and they add the block, they validate the transaction, and they will be rewarded with the Bitcoin. So that's how the miner earn the money. And uh, but yeah, it faces the problem of slow transaction rate. But another advantage is that double spam can be stopped. Okay, so now let's understand that how any block is created in Bitcoin blockchain system. So in Bitcoin blockchain system, the block, it consists of first magic number. What is magic number? That each and every company, it recognize themselves with one number or one, you can say, code. It is random number, and this will be the constant in each and every block because it's a Bitcoin. So company will not change. So in this case, the Bitcoin will not change, it will be constant. The second one is the block size. What is the size of the block? The third one, it's a block header. This is very important. This I have to explain in detail. And the next one is transaction counter, how many transaction it has. If we have, for example, 5 transactions, so it will go I minus 1, so it will give us the Bitcoin transaction counter and the transactions, that how many transactions we have done. If it's 5, then transaction counter will be 5 and all. So yeah, so this is the main structure of the block in blockchain. And now let's understand that the most important thing, blockchain or Bitcoin header. That's very important. Let's understand that. So Bitcoin header, it consists of first one is the version. Which version is it? Right now we have version 2, but if they change the version, it is possible that the structure will be completely different. And the second one is the hash of the previous block. So right now the Bitcoin block is secured with SHA 256, secure hash algorithm 256. And the next one is the Merkle root, hash Merkle root. So this is very important. This we have to understand in detail. So for that I have to use my iPad. Okay. Okay, now so let's understand that what hash Merkle root is. As we know that it's a part of block header. And as we're discussing blockchain, let's imagine that we have 4 transactions. So T1, T2, T3, T4. And as we are discussing blockchain, these are the transaction, but this can be basically anything. This can be text, this can be icon, this can be file, or anything. Each transaction generate its own hash, and now then what will happen that in hash Merkle root, this each hash will pass through the hash function. So for example, T1 and T2, it will pass through hash function and it will generate another new hash. Let's say T1 plus 2. Okay. In the same way, T3 and T4, it will pass through the hash function and it will create a new hash. Let's say it's T3 and 3, T4. So now we have two hash, T1 plus 2, T3 plus 4. Now again, this each hash will again pass through new hash function and it will generate the final hash, T final. And this T final, this is the this is what they define in block header, hash Merkle root. Okay, and after that is the time step. What is the time of the transaction? And after that, it comes the difficult target and then nonce. So how it's very interesting that how actually what miner does that they have the Merkle hash and they have to add the nonce to get answer which should be less than this difficult target, and they have to append the uh, number to the Markel hash. For example, if there's a Markel hash, they try one and they solve it, they get one hash. Is it matching or is it less with the is it less than the target? No, then again they have to do the transaction again. They have to again second number, they get the hash key. Is it less than the difficult target? And that's what they do actually. And if they hit the target, if they get the answer which is less than the difficult target, then they will be rewarded with the Bitcoin, and that's how they earn the money. Okay, guys. So from the graph, you can see that the hash rate is increasing like anything. So now, as we know that more and more people, what they are doing, they are using the Merkle hash root, and they are adding the nonce to get the value less than difficult target, and more people are into that. More and more people are trying to mine the Bitcoin. So who says, guys, then Bitcoin not is not the future? Yeah, sure. Because of this Bitcoin mining, they have to use huge amount of CPU power, huge amount of electricity to crack the code. But guys, if they are earning, they don't care about anything. Okay, so the size of the block is 1 MB, and here and after that, what happened that we know about the Bitcoin Cash. It before it was a part of the Bitcoin, and there were two groups who thought that okay, to speed up the transaction, they should increase the size of the block, and some of them they were not agreed. They thought that no, this is what the uh, what Satoshi Nakamoto thought, and some of them were not agree. Some of them thought okay, they uh, separated and they started a new cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin Cash. What is the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash? It's all it's exactly the same, but the only difference is that the block size it's different. In Bitcoin, they have 1 MB block, and in Bitcoin Cash, they have increased to 8 megabyte block so that they can do more transaction per second. And after that, the third one is the Litecoin. Okay, as we know that Bitcoin Cash, they are using 8 megabyte of block, so they have increased the size of the block to do more transaction per second to solve the scalability problem. They are still facing it, but it's better than Bitcoin. And in Litecoin, what they are doing, they are using, they are generating more blocks per second. So that's how they are instead of increasing one block in every 10 minutes, but bigger block, what they are doing that they are generating, they are adding more blocks, and that's how they wanted to, or they are trying to solve the scalability problem. And miners, how they do that, as we know that in Bitcoin, it's a CPU based mining. So if you want to mine, you require huge amount of CPU power, huge amount of electricity. But in Litecoin, what they're doing, it's a memory based mining. So you do not need huge amount of energy, huge amount of CPU power. Instead of that, you can uh, you need more memory to mine it. And yeah, it's better than Bitcoin in that sense, because we are not using huge amount of energy. But initially we can mine the Litecoin with our computer, but later on it's very difficult, or it is very difficult. So yeah, guys, so that's all. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please uh, smash on like button and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.